Okay, I'm going to sneak in a quick $500 Star Note search. Be searching for Star Notes, fancy serial numbers, date notes, older bills, and anything else that just looks interesting. Last time I found one that somebody'd written all over, so that was kind of cool. So we'll be going through that, and I will check back with you. I'm going to go through the first $100, and I will check back with you as soon as I'm done to let you know what I found. So talk to you in a minute. All right, I'm done going through the first 100. This is the highest number I found, or lowest number I found so far, 2060. Not low enough to be considered a low number, but it's the lowest I found so far. This is the highest number I've found. 9454415. So neither one of those are exceptionally high or low, but I'm just there for markers right now. I found this bill right here. It's in fairly good condition. It has 5 sixes in it. 3, 4, 3 sixes, 8, 0, 8, 2 sixes. So got 5 sixes there. And this one right here is a trinary that just kind of looked cool to me. 04474070. So it has 3 fours, 3 zeros, and 2 sevens. And neither one of those are exceptionally great, but they're, the numbers I've found so far. So that's what I have. I'm going to go through the next 100, and I will check back with you as soon as I get done with this. So talk to you in a bit. All right, I'm done counting the next 100, and I found my first Star Note, B series from 2017A. And I got a new low note. Somebody wrote on it, but it's not that low, so it's probably going to end up going back anyway. So that one will go back over there. So that's what we got right now, and I will talk to you after I get done with the next 100, batch of 100. Talk to you in a bit. All right, I'm done with the next 10, and I got a new low number, 414 instead of 437. Not that much lower, but we're ooching our way to something that might actually be worth something. I got another Star Note. This makes 2. This is an F series from 2017. This note, somebody went crazy with the tape and put tape on all 4 corners for unknown reasons. But it has 2 2s, 2 zeros, 2 8s, and 2 9s. So four pairs. And this one is a birthday note. It's a little bit old on the older side, but this would be November 8th, 1959. So it'd be somebody who turns 26 or 66 this year. So those are my finds this time, and we will put those up there. I got 2 more bundles of 100 to go through, so I will go through the next 100, and I will be back with you here in a minute to show you what I found. Talk to you in a bit. All right, I'm through the next 10, taking a break from watching Southern Coin Hunter on his little live thing, going through a bunch of nickels, but I got 2 more Star Notes now. This brings us up to 4. We have an H series from 2007 and an F series from 2017. So this is a couple of 2017s now. Got an H and an F from 2017, a B from 2017A, and take it back. Got 2 H's from 2017. Huh, cool. And an F series. And then we have this is another trinary. Trinaries really aren't worth anything, but I hang on to some of them. Eventually, if I need to, I can always spend them, and I don't feel like I've lost anything. But this one just looked kind of cool. 81, 11, 28, 82, 3 8s, 3 1s, and 2 2s. And then I got another 5 of a kind. This one's 5 1s. 1178, 111, 7. It's also a trinary, but it's 5 of a kind. So got another 5 of a kind, another trinary there. And that's what we got. And I pulled this one aside just because the other day, one of the previous hunts, I was saving ones that had like 4 9s either starting off or ending, or 4 of a kind either starting off or ending. So I was pulling them out. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with these. I don't think they're worth anything. I was just going to, for grants, try to put up a set so I had 1 through 10, or 0 through 1, or 0 through 9. God, remember what numbers I'm dealing with here. But that's what we got so far. I got one more stack to go through, so I'm going to go through that, and I will check back with you after I get done and give you a survey, and we can go look up the star notes. So I'll be back in a sec. All right, we're done with the last, and the notes I found in the last bundle of 100. I have this one here. I told you I was keeping ones that had like started off with 4 9s. Well, this one ends with 4 9s, but actually has a fifth one in there. So this one's another 5 of a kind. I have this one here that's 5 1s in a row. 5 1s in a row is actually better than 5 rolls spread out, or 5 9s spread out like that one. So this one here is a better value, plus it's in better shape and all that other fun stuff. And I found 3 more star notes. Found a J series from 2017, a D series from 2013, and an L series from 2013. So let's go. I got, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 star notes. That's good. That's actually better than the last couple of ones I had for star notes. So that's good. So let's go and check out the star note lookup site. That's mycurrencycollection.com is where I go to look these up at. And let's come here to star notes. And since we have 7 of them, let's just go to the production table instead of typing in each one independently. Now, what makes a star note worth something is the run size and the total number printed. Like this one here has a run size of 640, but it had 3.2 million, 3.7 million, 4.34 million printed total. That's kind of a small run, but still, and and you have like this one here that had 4.2 million total. You have some of them that have like K here has a couple of small runs, and you have bigger runs that went along with it. Like, it's like, oh, this one's only 250,000 printed in this run, but you had 3, 6, 9. You had over 10 million printed K notes of that one all along. So those are the 2 things that go into how many were totally printed that year for that number, and how many was in that run. So our first one is a 2017A. Let's come down here to 2017A. It's a B note 0823. And 0823 is going to run into that one. So this one's a 3.2 million run, and they printed, oh God, a little over 7 million. So yeah, that one's a common one. H from 2017. Let's go, oh, we're learn the alphabet. G, 2017. Okay, we're on 2017 now. God, what am I thinking? That was yeah, okay. Yeah, I only had one from 2017A. So from 2017, we have an, oh, let's do this in alphabetical order. We'll do the F one first, since we get to that one first. F0393. 0393 would be that one right there. So that is a large run. And if you look at this, they printed 0 to 250,000. They didn't print 251,000 to 3,199,999. So you got a gap of ones that they didn't print there. But this one's a common one, and as you can tell, 369, they printed over like 10 million of those. Then we got a couple of H's. Make sure these are both, yeah, these are both from 2017. So a couple of H's. One of them's a 0144, which is going to fall into that one. And the other one's 022, which also falls into that one. So I found 2 of them, and they both were from that run. So they're both common. Now, if you notice the total run here, they only made like 3.7 million here. So that's a smaller run. So it might be a little bit rarer on the run, but or on the total printed, but it's still out of a 3 million run. And then the next one is a J series 028. So 028 would be right here. So it's also a 3.2 million run. And again, they printed fewer J's. They only printed like 3.4 million J's, but this one's out of the 3.2 million run. And the next two are out of 2013. And this is a D series. Now, it'd be cool to get one of these here that's out of a, no, that's still done. These right here, a bunch of these were actually printed twice. They were printed once, like you had the 0 to 250,000 printed once in DC, and then it was printed again up to 3,200 in Fort Worth a couple of years later, and printed first time in 2014, then again in 2016, then from 3,200 was printed once in 2014, and then printed again in 2016. So those are ones we kind of look for, although the ones that they didn't print, there's fewer ones that they didn't print twice out of that run than they did print twice, but everybody's trying to find one because one of them was printed in DC. The 2014 ones were printed in DC, and the 2016s were printed in Dallas or Fort Worth. God, I don't know why I keep saying Dallas. We're printed in Fort Worth. So I keep finding the Fort Worth ones. I hadn't found any of the ones from DC. All right, but we got a D one. So D012, of course, first run was 3,200. So that one's also a common one. And then the next one is an L1. And it's L049, which is the second run on this one. First run would have been a better one, but the one I have is from here, and they printed 36912. They printed close to 13 million of these things. So all the star notes I found were common star notes, so we won't be reaping any rewards from that one, but we got 7 more common star notes. We have a 5 of a kind with 5 in a row. We have a couple other 5 of a kinds, 5 nines, another 5 ones, and 5 sixes. And then we got some cool looking trinaries, 1s, 2s, and 8s, and 0 4s and 7s. We have the this one here is 4 quads. You got 2 2s, 2 0s, 2 8s, and 2 9s. And then we have the birthday note from November 8th, 1959. So it'd be somebody who's 64 years old, about to turn, or 65 years old, about to turn 66. So that's it for my search. And our high notes and low notes weren't enough to be high or low for anything. So they will be going back to the bank. Now, things we didn't find any Where's George numbers this time. And we didn't find any older notes, which is odd. Usually I find at least one older note, but the older notes for me are 1999 and older. And we found some 2003 series notes, but nothing from 1999 or older. So those are the things we missed out on this run, but we got 7 star notes, which is pretty good. And then the five of a kind altogether, that one's actually pretty good. That's where you're starting to get into notes that are actually worth a little bit of money. And in that one, I mean, little bit, like less than 5, probably. But that's what we got. And so that's it. So remember, we do this for fun. And I hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will check back with y'all later on. Y'all have a good day and good luck in your hunts.